As a small business owner online, I am everything in my business. I'm the photographer, I'm the model, I do the buying, I do the posting, social media content, I do everything myself, which is a lot. But in this video, I'll be showing you behind the scenes on how I create my own content for my small business. I'll show you how I take my pictures, how I take my reels, all of that good stuff. Very simple, very briefly. I don't do a lot in terms of setup. I use natural light, a phone, my camera, very simple. I will show you guys in case you're a small business owner or someone who's looking to start a small business online and you think like you have to spend tons of money, you know, giving a photographer or an agency to create content for you. I mean, if you have the funds, go ahead and do that. But for me, I don't have the funds, and I think many people who are starting out might not have so much funds. So what I'll be sharing in this video, I hope helps someone who is on this same, you know, online business journey as I am. If you're new here, my name is Sky and I make minimalist style, beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube, my Instagram, my blog and everywhere else. So in case you're interested in that kind of stuff, please hang around, subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So on my page, you find three kinds of photos mostly. One will be me modeling the product. Two will be like a flat lay, simple flat lay with just, you know, piece of cloth. Third would be a hand shot. I just feel like these three kinds of pictures gives me enough room for me to have something to post. My page is currently arranged in some sort of a theme. So on one line you see me modeling the pictures, on the second line you see flat lays, and then the third will be the hand shots. You don't have to do it this way, but I feel like a theme just keeps my page neat and cohesive. You don't have to have a theme per se, but I feel like as a small business your page should look as good as possible. So a theme or having clear pictures or having really nicely you know, photographed images kind of just helps. So on one side of my room I have a very large window that I use, so I basically just prop up a table just in front of the window, very close to the window, so that I get the most of the natural light. On the table itself, I've put a plain satin white. It's a very dull face satin, so it's not too shiny or reflective when I'm taking pictures. So I just place that on the table. I have my products. The window is my main light source, nothing crazy. If you have any light window, or even if you have like a corridor, a veranda, or whatever it is that you have in your house or your space that gives you the most light, that's what I use.
Yeah.
So when it comes to photos of rings and bangles, I prefer to use a phone just because my lens is like 5mm, so it doesn't give me a lot of room. So it kind of is too close when I photograph with the camera. I'll just put a picture of how much I can get in terms of frame coverage compared to a phone. So I just prefer to use a phone for the rings and bangles. So my camera, this is as far as I can get while holding the camera itself. I don't have a remote control for this camera. Like, this camera is not compatible with my remote control, so I have to do it manually. As you can see, it's too close, and it's great for maybe close-ups of rings maybe, but to capture my hand in general, it's a struggle. But with a phone, I have way more coverage because the lens is of a different configuration, so I can get way more of my hands in shots and also have room for cropping and editing if I need to. So same for the bangles, I use my phone mostly. Speaking of phones, there is one thing that you can do to create content while you're taking pictures, and that's to create short videos that you can use to do reels. Because reels is one thing that I've come to know is like one surefire way to grow your page, especially if you're a small page like I am still, because the few reels that I've done on my page kind of generated tons of views, even more than I even expected. Which tells me that reels is something that you should maybe, you know, invest a little bit more time. While you're shooting content, just take your phone and take, you know, portrait videos of what you're doing. You don't have to have the entire idea for the reel sorted out at this point. What you are gathering is just, you know, footage, clips here and there, so that you can then put it together into one coherent reel later. So that's one thing that I've started doing now. So now that I'm done, I'll just go ahead and edit the pictures in Photoshop, crop them also so that they're all the same dimension. In case you use your phone to take all of this content, you don't have to, you know, use Photoshop. If you have any apps like, you know, Facetune or even Snapseed or even VSCO, in case you add filters to your pictures, I don't, but you use these apps to kind of crop and tweak your pictures if you need to, and you'll be good to post. But I use a camera and I use Photoshop for everything generally anyway, and I'm very comfortable with Photoshop, which is why I do all my cropping and editing and everything in Photoshop before I export to use on Instagram. So that's basically my workflow. On Instagram specifically, I've learned that reels are like one thing you can do to grow your page. I'm currently very small. I'm less than even 1K followers, but I've seen that doing reels in the past month or so has kind of helped my page gain visibility. I have a few reels that have done thousands of views without even me promoting them. I mean, you can't promote reels yet, but just doing the reels alone, I haven't done anything fancy or anything elaborate with super crazy transitions, just simple basic reels showing off the products, and they've done so very well. And even though you might not convert immediately, but those reels help you kind of promote your page and make your page become more popular. And as a small business, especially if you're still maybe under 5K or 10K followers, I think reels are something that you should absolutely do while you're taking your pictures and your content for the main feed. Also, don't forget to take short videos of your reel if you have a phone with you, or even your camera if you want. But I think a phone is a little easier. Just create reels as you go, and then later maybe pile them up and just post as reels. Now that the business is still very small, I don't have a lot of resources to spend on ads on end, even though I now know that ads absolutely help. If you're selling on Instagram, unfortunately you have to spend a little bit of money on running ads. So what I do, I think, is to set out a little bit of money every week, at least run ads once a week, even if it's any amount, $5, $3. I don't know where you live, but here in Nigeria I don't spend more than 5K per week on ads, and that's how I'm able to make sales. And I feel that if you're a small business, when your page is under 10K followers or even 5K followers, you might need to spend a little bit of money on ads. It doesn't have to be too much, but something every week to kind of help the algorithm take your page seriously and of course push your content out. And if you have specific products that you want to promote, like there's some pieces that I get that I know people will love, I just kind of support it with the ads, so that when they see the ads, they then come to your page. But make sure that your page is looking good and they can see a variety of items for them to shop, so that when the ads do bring them, they're not wondering what your page is about. Also, you want your page to look as good as possible. As a small business, you don't have the luxury of having lots of followers who will like your content anyways. So I make sure that every post looks as good as I can possibly manage. My phone is currently problematic, but I try to make sure that anything I'm posting there looks clean, which is why natural light is even better, because it kind of shows the product exactly as is, so that anybody who is buying will know exactly what to expect, and when they do get the product, it matches exactly what they are seeing on your page. So I wouldn't use too many filters, I wouldn't use too many distortion techniques. Just keep the product simple and plain, let people see exactly what they're buying, and when they get the product, it will match exactly what they saw online. That kind of helps build trust. All my customers, I think I have almost 100% satisfaction rate if I have to do a survey right now, because I show the product as is, my prices are fair, the captions are clear, the prices are in the captions. I make sure I deliver exactly as I promised that I'm going to deliver. I think this has helped me so far, create a decent business, even though it's still very small. So let me know if this content is helpful in any way. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe in case you haven't. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.